How great a privilege to spend time with Dr. Nicole. This is the information you need to hear. Boom.
Dr. Nicole, this is your brother from another mother.
Oh, I
I'm just
know.
recording you now here.
Yes.
I'm telling you, today you did the amazing,
Thank
bombastic.com. All the families, the father and mother, they need to hear more. Why we
They
don't
do.
know the information you shared today? Why we have no clue?
I
What's
know.
happening here?
Well, I would say go to brookings.edu, look me up, Nicole Turner Lee, you'll find all that stuff, but we got to do a better job. I completely agree.
Let me tell you the world. You need
Because we have more of our kids come up missing and we can't have technology enable that type of co-optation and exploitation. It's okay for kids to be creative. We want kids to be the next scientists and the innovators and the ideations, create ideas. However, we have to put guardrails as a community that make sure that these things do not violate on our personal civil liberties and our civil rights.
Let me tell you this. That's my beloved sister from another mother, Sister Nee.
One last question. Yes.
I wanted to ask, to which extent is there oversight within these companies and, to make this knowledge aware to the people? Because, of course, we have whistleblowers, and thank you for, everything that you've shared with us today. But, unless there's an article, they hire the whitest of the white, black candidates, or if there's, algorithm biased in that story that you shared earlier about, what's happening to us in the state of New York, where there's already health disparities for African Americans all across this country. To what extent is there oversight within these organizations, or are they trying to force that? And how can we be more proactive here in DC to make sure that there is more oversight within the organizations?
Algorithms are what is driving all of that activity that you all raised your hand or you actually shook your head around. And how many people know that how algorithms also have the ability to surveil you, discriminate against you, profile you, and oppress you? So let me give my example. Let me go back to my tan shoes. I love me some tan shoes, but I also every once in a while go to the web and I buy stuff for my 13-year-old daughter. Now the internet has picked up that I may be a person who has an affinity towards tan shoes, but I also may have a child. When I buy stuff for my child, I may look at, because she wants something more expensive than my pocketbook could actually afford, a credit card that may suggest that I may be eligible to buy her a bigger present. The internet has now picked up that I'm a person that likes tan shoes with a daughter that needs some additional help because I'm always looking for credit. I may then apply for a credit card that may be a higher interest rate. So now the internet has said that this is a woman that likes tan shoes, that has a daughter, she must be a mother, she's got a lower income, she's got credit, and she's willing to accept higher credit. All of a sudden, they've now picked up somehow without me even telling them that I actually might be a black woman, because black people in this country have the lowest degree of wealth when compared to whites. Now, I'm getting 39% interest rate credit cards. I'm being marketed predatory services. I'm being directed to the local pawn shop to pick up a toy. The internet has surveilled me and knows me so well without even telling them who I am. My friends, we are on the cusp of a new Jim Crow. It's called algorithmic bias. It means that we are in this opacity of the internet where we are so low on the ground. It's like scuba diving. I know many of you have not done that because black people don't like to go into deep water. I don't. We're at the bottom where the things that actually exist in this inferential economy doesn't necessarily have to know your race, your age, where you live. It can use proxies like your zip code, who your friends are, what your photo looks like to determine who you are. Crystal, to me, that's a new form of Jim Crow. Algorithmic bias, because what it means that people will be rejected for loans, denied housing. How many of you saw what happened in Ben Carson's HUD when Facebook was accused of not marketing housing to low-income eligible Section 8 recipients? Just by having advertisers check off who they did not want to market to. Y'all heard of the Fair Housing Act? Can't do that. But we're seeing more and more. The Apple, just the other day, it was in the news, the Apple credit card was giving more credit to men than to women. Last week, a healthcare algorithm that was supposed to save hospitals costs and savings was excluding African American patients from special programs simply because it used a metric of how much people spent in medical care. I don't know about you, but I got a lot of cousins that don't have health care and they use the emergency room, so they don't show up in these databases. That's algorithmic bias.
I mean, the other level over there.
Come on, Kristen, tell me about
Think about how earlier this week, there were reports in the news about Google's Project Nightingale, which is a broad-scale data healthcare mining initiative. 2 weeks ago, Google just acquired Fitbit for $2.1 billion. So when you talk about the levels of algorithmic bias in which information that we both do consensually give over, right? Because my Fitbit is connected to my phone and it knows everything about me entirely too much, right? And now you still have the same companies accessing or having the ability to access all this
and we
medical.
have to start thinking about what companies are we doing business with that are taking the time to actually put the scrutiny around their use. We saw that with airbags. People died, a lot of people died with airbags until we put some pressure to actually increase the standard. And that came from consumers. That came from state regulators. So we need to actually demand that in technology. Who is placing the accountability on companies to know that when they develop new models, and I'll speak to the population as this came in, they're not just showing people who are 55 and up ads for people who are 55 and up. Older people like to do stuff too. That's not a 55 and up thing. I'm so glad I haven't got my ARP card yet. Right? I want to see other stuff. But we live in this world, and I hate to break everybody's bubble. When you're on Facebook, it's like being in the playground at school. Some people are on the swings, some people are on the monkey bars, some people on the slides, but you're all on the same playground. But let me break it down to you further. The white nationalists on the slides, your family members are on the monkey bars, couple other groups, affinity groups are on the swings, but y'all all still on the same playground. You have no idea that you are actually playing in the same playground with white nationalist groups. You have no idea that you played on the same playground with other people. But guess what? That's because we don't know. So at my role, we're actually getting companies to start thinking about ethical procedures. 80% of the time, I want my ads on my tan shoes. I do. I don't want to go on the store at Christmas. I want Walmart to tell me what to buy for my kids based on what they see. But we'll end it like this for those who just came in. But 20% of the time, I don't want the computer to deny me a loan simply because they didn't just look at my credit score, but they saw my face in my Facebook profile. They determined that I'm buying some stuff that may look like I'm not credit worthy, and then they denied my loan. Black people fought too hard for fair credit, employment, housing, and other things. We should not have to relitigate these things just because the internet knows to go around the laws. So with that, get educated. And as Mark said in a very simple term, like Nike said, just do it, he kind of saying the same thing. Show up. And then when you smell, like the guy said on the pallet, if you smell a skunk and you don't feel good about it, then it is a skunk. So sniff it out and don't use it until you know it's fair. So let's give a round of applause to our panelists up here. There's somebody in that does not often give credit for all the behind-the-scenes work that he does, and that is our friend Bishop Steve Smith. Just stand up.